Tonight, police make a break in the case of the shooting of an elderly man. Stevenson King says he's not turning away schools in his district dealing with infrastructural issues. And Dr. Ernest Hilaire is eager for his day in court with the Prime Minister. We have the details of these stories and more coming up.
This is the Hot 7 Nightly News with Lovelace and Amy Joseph.
Good night. It is Monday, the 11th of November 2019. Welcome to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. We're on Flow, channel 117, also being simulcast on Kiss FM. You can also watch via our website, www.caribbeanhottv.com, or watch on our free Caribbean Hot FM mobile app. I'm Lovely St. Amy Joseph. Thank you for joining us. A possible break in the case of the shooting of a Monrepo businessman, Andrew Joseph, has been made. Reports are that 2 people are currently in police custody assisting with the investigation. The incident occurred on Saturday when the 76-year-old became the latest victim in a string of gun violence targeting business owners. He was reportedly shot in the stomach during the robbery attempt. According to reports, 2 masked men entered the minimart, manhandled the senior citizen and shot him before escaping with an unknown amount of cash. Joseph is the proprietor of Andrew's Minimart in Monrepo. Following the shooting, the victim was transported to St. Jude Hospital via ambulance. That was at about 7:15 p.m. and he remains there in critical but stable condition. School rehabilitation issues are a reoccurring problem for the Ministry of Education, as evidenced with the recent closure of 3 secondary schools on island. The removal of school rehabilitation from under the auspices of the Ministry of Infrastructure has left many questioning whether the shift was in the best interest of the nation's education system.
Did the Ministry of Education bite off more than it could chew by absorbing the responsibility of school rehabilitation and maintenance? Abrupt closures of schools on island for various infrastructural and environmental reasons may point to an over-exertion of resources on the part of the Ministry of Education. Minister for Infrastructure Stevenson King clears the air on the matter and explains why school rehabilitation falls under the portfolio of education and not infrastructure.
At one time, the rehabilitation of schools existed under the Ministry of Education. Then it was moved to the Ministry of Infrastructure because it was felt that within the Ministry of Infrastructure existed a cadre of expertise in engineering, in building, in maintenance, etc., that could more adequately, in a very symbiotic way, deal with rehabilitation of schools. However, there have always been a call, I guess, by the Ministry of Education to be able to manage their own affairs and to take control of school rehabilitation. And it was from that standpoint the department or the responsibility was handed over back to the Ministry of Education. And that is the only reason.
Furthermore, King says, though the task of school rehabilitation belongs to the Ministry of Education, there is solidarity within the ministries, and if called upon, the Ministry of Infrastructure stands ready to assist.
The Ministry of Infrastructure, however, stands ready at all times when there's a need for support, assistance, to address some of the issues. In fact, last week, I met with the Parent Teachers Association from the Castries Comprehensive Secondary School, who have appealed to me as Minister responsible for infrastructure and by extension parliamentary representative for the location of the school to assist them in addressing some of their own issues which they claim have not been properly addressed. Of course, this is kind of interministerial, but as a responsible minister, I cannot not just simply ignore a claim raised to me as a minister and just throw it back onto another ministry. I have a responsibility to assist wherever I can.
Meanwhile, the Minister for Infrastructure was unable to give an indication if the shift of responsibility of school rehabilitation was more effective under the governance of the Ministry of Education.
Well, I've not had the opportunity to assess the impact of the shift. It would be interesting if some kind of analysis is done to determine whether the shift has truly brought about the results that we'd love to have. I would love to see that, and I've often said so, when I visit schools, when I see the condition of schools, our children, our teachers must never be called upon to operate and exist in such conditions. And therefore an investment, a tangible investment in education infrastructure is necessary to bring infrastructure up to a level, a standard that we all can be proud of the environment within our children operate or learn, and in the environment within our teachers called upon to provide the teaching services that they do.
The Bocage, Sir Ira Simmons, and Endripo secondary schools, as of Monday, November 11th, remained closed as a result of the facilitation of deep cleaning and mold remediation. The ministry will provide further information and make announcements on the date of the reopening of these schools at the soonest. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Thank you, Solange. Castries South MP Dr. Ernest Hilaire was dogged by rumors of quid pro quo when it came to his stint as St. Lucia's High Commissioner to the UK and the appointment of the late Walid Jufali. He has challenged every rumor but says he is waiting with bated breath for the judicial probe into the appointment of the late Saudi Arabian billionaire as the island's permanent representative to the International Maritime Organization. Speaking as a guest on the hot seat, Dr. Hilaire says he is eager for the opportunity to disprove accusations made by Prime Minister Alan Shastney in regards to the Jufali affair.
Even now I'm limited by what I'm going to say because there is a court case, but I will tell you something. I don't appoint ambassadors. I did not grow up playing marbles with Jufali on Hospital Road. I do not issue passports. I was a public functionary performing a public duty. And let me tell you, Tricia, I cannot wait for the day to be in court to answer any and every question, and for every single document I have in my possession to be made public. I cannot wait for the day. And it hurts me and pains me that I have to hear those things being said about myself. Throughout my life, nobody can ever point a finger at me and say that I've ever been involved in anything corrupt, anything improper. Cannot.
Dr. Hilaire says he was the subject of a witch hunt by the then opposition United Workers' Party. Following this case, he says he is prepared to take legal action of his own against his accusers about yet another matter that grabbed the headlines, that Dr. Hilaire's vehicle is a state asset.
Sometime soon, if this matter is not settled, we will file our own lawsuit for abuse of public office. Because you cannot tell me that I bought a vehicle. I've shown proof that the money came from my account, that I bought my vehicle, and somebody somewhere decides they want to accuse you of having stolen a vehicle, and they need to find a way to prove it. The vehicle is parked outside, I drive it all over the place. If it's government, won't come and take it. But you're keeping this thing hanging over somebody's head and saying, oh, you know, you still state asset. If it's state asset, come and take it. If it's state asset, come and take it. And I'm hearing all different versions now that they want to say that, okay, it's yours. But when it came to when they were shipping it, they registered under the High Commission to be able to ship it to you. At that point, you lose ownership of it. Isn't that ridiculous? So it's mine, but it was registered just like all my other stuff, my TV, all my stuff was registered under the High Commission to be shipped to me. And at that point, it ceased to be mine. But you have to try and find a way, because I think the objective really is to discredit Ernest Hilaire as much as possible.
Dr. Hilaire admitted that the accusations have been hurtful, but says he remains confident that his track record from his days as a student youth leader speaks loudly. Is all hope lost with regards to labor relations in St. Lucia? Unresolved matters with workers of the Labor Department may be a clear indication of trouble brewing. Minister for Labour Stephenson King says a meeting was held with the staff of the Labour Department recently. However, no clear path forward has been mapped out.
The industrial climate in St. Lucia continues to heat up. Employees of the Labour Department recently aired out their grievances to the Department of the Public Service in an effort to pacify growing tensions of Labour Department employees. In a previously aired broadcast of the Hot 7 Nightly News, reports indicated there was an alleged stick-out executed by Labour Department staff. Minister for Labour Stephenson King says the situation is one which impacts every facet of society as it relates to labour relations. He expresses optimism for an unravelling of the twisted situation.
Last week, Wednesday, the department met with staff of the Labour Department, that is the Department of the Public Service, met with staff of the Labour Department to at least allow them to air their grievances and to attempt to bring some resolution to the situation. I'm hoping that will be resolved very soon, as the mandate of the Labour Department calls for its own involvement in resolving industrial action in other sectors. So when the main engine for industrial peace and harmony is disrupted, it means that the entire country is also affected.
With the mandate of the Ministry of Public Service being to lead, facilitate, and regulate human resource management and development, it is left to be seen if speedy resolve will come to the staff of the Labour Department. It is still unclear as to the exact nature of the grievances held by staff of the Labour Department. However, King says the matter must be handled with haste to ensure industrial stability.
We cannot allow this situation to continue. It is one which must be resolved once and for all to bring about the harmonization of the department and to ensure effective action and representation of what the Labour Act calls for, and that is industrial peace and harmony.
The Labour Department is tasked with ensuring employers and employees comply with all labour laws governing the island. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Still to come, Teddyson John appeals to his musical counterparts to step up their lyrics. The big winners and young winners of the Business Awards 2019 and a bold step to harness the power of public advocacy in support of environmental issues. That and more when we return.